Today, we are diving into something really special. A kind of manifesto, really. It's all about rescuing silver, pulling it back from the brink, you know? And it's not just about saving objects, it's about forging brand new stories from the echoes of history.
And really, this one line says it all, doesn't it? History shouldn't be melted for a quick buck. I mean, that's the entire mission right there. It's a stand, a defiant one, against just throwing things away for a quick profit.
So yeah, let's get this straight from the jump. This isn't just about making cool stuff. This is a rescue mission, plain and simple. We're talking about preserving the actual craftsmanship, the human skill that went into making these things in the first place.
Okay, check this out because this chart really breaks it down. Over on one side, you've got your modern factory stuff, stamped out by a machine, all identical, and let's be honest, pretty disposable. Then you've got your antique cabinet silver, beautiful but often just sitting there, too proper to actually use. But then there's the rescued silver. Its soul, it's a hand-hammered rescue. Its mission, to get a second act to be used every single day. The character is in every little mark and patina.
Now this is a super important point. Understanding what silver plate actually is. So many people think, oh, it's not sterling, it's junk. Nope, not even close. Sure, sterling is melt value, but the real worth of silver plate is in its story, its incredible design, and its toughness. Seriously, this stuff was built to last. It's functional art just waiting for a new job.
So let's get into the real soul of this whole thing. To do that, we kind of have to step into the mind of the metalsmith. Because for them, it's all about one thing, giving history a megaphone.
Just picture it, right? You're at an estate sale, and there's a pile of tarnished, forgotten spoons and forks. Most people just walk by, but the rescuer, they see a story that's been silenced, literally locked away in a dusty, velvet-lined box. They see this incredible potential just sitting there.
And that's when the mission just becomes crystal clear. You've got to take those silent stories, those forgotten pieces, and give that metal a megaphone. Let it speak again, you know? Not as some relic, but as a living, breathing part of our world today.
So what is the real stuff then, if it's not about the melt value? Well, it's all the things a machine could never, ever replicate. It's that feeling, the solid weight of a handle in your hand, or the way the light catches a scroll that was carved by a person, by hand. It's the proof that somebody stood there and poured their skill into this thing.
You know, every single time that hammer comes down, a choice is being made. It's the choice between the stamp and the strike. The stamp, that's the machine. It's perfect, identical, and ultimately totally disposable. But the strike, the strike of a hammer is human. It's unique. It honors history by becoming the next part of its history.
And this just nails it. A thumbprint, the mark of the maker, the tiny little imperfections, that has so much more real value than some sterile machine-perfect edge. Any day of the week, it's a celebration of the human touch.
All right, so let's talk about how this whole rescue mission is actually a rebellion. It's this fantastic, joyful rebellion against those stuffy, old-fashioned ideas that say beautiful things are just for looking at, never for touching.
I mean, at its heart, this is a fight against our throwaway culture. We live in a world where everything is designed to break, right? But silver is the ultimate holdout. This stuff was built to last. It was meant to be lived with for generations.
And this is where it gets really fun. You know, the old etiquette books are just filled with rules about the proper way to use silver. But hey, who says you can't use a gorgeous old fork to mark where you planted the basil? I promise you, the basil does not care, and your garden's going to look way cooler. It's all about finding new joy in old things.
And that's really what it comes down to. This isn't just about buying something. When you decide to bring a piece of repurposed silver into your life, you're not just a customer. You're actually joining the rescue mission. You're becoming part of its next story.
Okay, so what if you're feeling inspired? You're ready to join the rebellion. But how do you actually live with these pieces of history? Well, let's get tactical. Here's a little guide for all you modern rebels out there. Here are 5 dead simple rules. First, use it. Use it every single day. The natural oils from your hands are literally the best polish. Second, forget the rules. If using a vintage spoon for your coffee makes you smile, then that's the correct way to use it. Third, embrace the patina. Those aren't scratches, they're stories. They're proof of a life well lived. 4, get a little curious. Check the hallmarks on the back and learn the history you're holding. And 5, and this one's a biggie, avoid the dishwasher. Please, always wash by hand to keep its soul intact.
All right, let's do a little rapid-fire round. Time to hammer out some of the most common questions people have about this whole idea.
And here it is, the big one we talked about.
If it's not solid sterling silver, is it even worth saving?
The answer is absolutely, 100%. Its value has nothing to do with its melt price. It's in the history, the craftsmanship, and that amazing vintage look you just can't fake with modern stuff.
Okay, but what about the act of repurposing it? You know, when you hammer a new design into an old piece, aren't you kind of damaging the history? No, not at all. You have to think of it as adding a new chapter to the book. Hammering a new purpose into it is what saves it from the scrap heap. It ensures the story gets to continue instead of just ending.
So here it is. This is the call to action. Don't just sit there thinking about it. Go out there, get your hands on some silver, hold it, use it, and for goodness sake, don't be afraid to get it a little dirty. That is what it's for.
And that really leaves us with one last big question. In a world that is just full of stories waiting to be told and history waiting to be rescued, what new story are you going to forge?